my grandpa really challenged and supported me as a child, and he started a guitar section for the Winkler Festival of Arts, which I think was really cool. And for me growing up, it was just part of my life to perform and to prepare for performances as a child. And with his support, it was a really great experience, and I think it helped me as an adult and teenager to get out there in front of people and play my music. The other thing that I most treasure about my memories of my grandpa is just his nature and how he taught. Just always gentle and soft-spoken and encouraging and positive, and I aspire to take those things into my own teaching when I teach guitar or teach elsewhere. I'm training right now to teach, and I just remember all those things that he did and how it affected me positively, and I hope to carry that on.
I'm a guitar instructor in Morton, been doing that for close to 20 years now, thanks in large part to what I learned from Mr. Kehler, about 40 years ago or so. And man, it's, where do you even start with a guy like this? Ben's inspired me for, ever since those days when I started taking lessons from him. He was my first real teacher. And, the foundation he set for me at the time gave me something really solid to build on. And I had the privilege of taking some more lessons with him several years back when he was still teaching. It was such a thrill to go in there after 30 years of playing and show him what I could do. And, and it kind of blew me away a bit, because the first thing he did when I walked in is he sat down and started jamming out this shuffle blues in A. And so we got to jam a little bit to kind of break the ice after so many years. So that was really cool. So much of what I teach my students comes from what I learned from Ben way back. And these little things like where to put your thumbs and looking for that X. These are the things I tell my students all the time. And so I think of Ben probably once a week, because he's such a big part of what I do now. I know Ben was much more than just a guitar player, especially to his family and friends, but I'm just glad and thankful that his patience and encouragement gave me the confidence to just go home and play. And so I'm really thankful that our paths crossed the way they did. So I'm really sad to hear that you've left us, Mr. Kehler, but amazing legacy that you've left. So keep on picking, my friend.
The thing that stands out the most for me in terms of memories of Ben Kehler is that first day of guitar lessons, where I saw this man playing his guitar and closing his eyes and swaying to the music. At first I thought something was wrong with him and I was scared, but really he was teaching all of us, maybe intentionally or not, but to do more than just play music, but to close your eyes and enjoy it. Thank you for that, Ben.
Mr. Kehler was someone who influenced me to become a teacher. He showed compassion and patience while my friend and I were slowly learning how to play the guitar. And being in grade 3 and going into grade 4, there was no doubt that he needed a lot of patience because I had kind of a short attention span. My favorite part about the guitar lessons, though, was when he would riff off some of his original music, and my friend and I were mesmerized by how he would move his fingers so quick up and down the neck of the guitar, but he would play so elegantly and so flawlessly, and I'm very thankful that I got to be a part of something that was so meaningful to him.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Mathis. I got to know Ben at an early age, so actually in kindergarten he came by and played guitar for us kids, and I remember him playing with his eyes closed very passionately. And I was very fortunate to take lessons with Ben and other members of my family also. We got to know them quite well. His wife was our kindergarten teacher as well. And I believe Ben not only passed on a skill of playing guitar well, classical guitar, but also for me an appreciation of good music and he will definitely be remembered for that. He was a very kind, very positive teacher, and yeah, my heart goes out to the family and to those mourning, and my prayers are with you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rick Weeb. I am a former student of Ben Kehler's, and I have memories from the late 60s taking lessons for several years from him, and some of the very important things that he taught me and always stayed with me over the years. I thought I would tell Robin and the rest of your audience the significance of what Ben did teach me and with the guitar, and how, the difference between one style and Ben's style, and how he perpetuated that in southern Manitoba over the years. I'm going to show you just briefly what that entails. The regular style of playing the guitar is a strum, and going through the different strumming patterns like that. What Ben taught me as a guitarist is my right-hand style of picking. That type of thing. Some flamenco. Right-hand style that Ben taught me how to pick with my right-hand style to involve the bass line and melody with one hand and playing the chords with the other. And Ben was always such a great teacher and very patient with me at a young age. At 1967, I was 14 years old taking lessons from him, and he lived on the next street, so I could walk over with my guitar. He'd teach me my lesson, and when I started playing rock music, he said, "Rick, you either play my classical training or you do your rock music. Now you're going to have to make a choice." And what happened was I ended up choosing the rock music, but I did get a couple of good years behind my classical training with Ben. I always appreciate and always remember him with fondness over the years.
Well, I'd like to express my condolences to June and the family on the passing of Ben. And yeah, Ben was a fantastic man, a very gentle man. Ben was one of my guitar teachers way back. I was 10 years old, and there was a few of us. I believe it was David Gertz, myself, and Mike Chuby from Morden. We came out at the age of 10 years old. They might have been 11. And we took guitar. I took guitar for 5 years with Ben, and yeah, that was an experience. I always wanted to, at that age, I wanted an electric guitar, and I wanted to rock and roll. Like I know there was I think a guy named Dennis in the room next door with long hair, and I wanted to be like him. But no, we had to go with Ben first and play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and he had all these rules. You know, you couldn't clutch the neck of the guitar with your thumb. But he would get kind of mad sometimes. You know, we would frustrate him, but then he would stop and he would play. Yeah, that was beautiful. Amazing guitarist, and a lot of memories, and yeah, we just mourn with you and remembered the life of Ben Kehler.
Back in the day when I first got into the computer business, he wanted to support my business, so he decided Ben Kehler should have a computer. So he bought a computer and he took it home, and very shortly he had some buyer's remorse. I think the calls to me became quite frequent, and he was not a profane person, but the language was getting stronger, and stupid computer came up a lot, and the thing was, I think, in danger of becoming a doorstop. And then one day we ran across some software at a store in Winnipeg that could run on his computer and could be used to generate sheet music and write arrangements. So tentatively he bought the software, we installed it on his computer, and he started to sit down to learn the software. And it was not easy software to learn how to use. These were the days of Microsoft DOS. And but he became very proficient at it, and he started writing all of his arrangements on it, and he got to the point where when he needed support, he called their support number, and they got to know him on a first-name basis as well. But it wasn't so much about support anymore. It was about, he was starting to give them suggestions for their next revisions. And they started to take him very, very seriously, and quickly they signed him up as a beta tester. So he would test all the new versions with the new updates that he had suggested. And it got to the point where they just said, Mr. Kehler, we would be pleased if you would write our user manual, because he had a good way with, he was very good with the written language as well. So, and he could do it from a layman's standpoint. From not liking anything about the computers, but when music and guitar could benefit from it, it became a passion for his and an obsession, and he did it upright.
From what I know, growing up, there was a lot of pressure to develop, a career that was going to be profitable, as it is for all of us as we're trying to make our way in the world. And he really held on to his vision of making a career out of music. And I'm really thankful for how he chose to spend his life.